Alright, it is October 15th and I am headed north to deer camp. I am super excited. This is my first trip up this year, so just looking forward to being out in the great outdoors of God's creation and just enjoying the time up at deer camp. My dad is already up there with his friend Jim, and then I think a couple of other guys will be coming later in the weekend, so it should be a pretty good time. I'm very excited for this trip, so I'm a couple hours out now and then be dropping off my stuff at the house and headed to the woods, so I'm pretty pumped up about it, so yeah. It is October 16th. I am sitting in Corn Ridge. I just got all set up. Hopefully you can hear this audio, but my dad and I are on opposite sides of the cornfield that they just cut today, so we're trying to capitalize on that because usually it's a pretty big draw for the deer when it's freshly cut. They can actually see my dad on the opposite side, so it's kind of funny. We had a hunt years back where him and I ended up sitting probably 50 yards from each other, not on purpose. We didn't realize how close the stands were, and he shot and missed well, we could see the same deer and everything, and he ended up shooting and missing a 4-point, and it ran over, stopped 25 yards from me, and I ended up shooting it. So it just kind of made me think of that, and as we'll be kind of able to potentially see each other, getting a deer would be pretty fun. So I'm gonna quiet down here, but excited. Feels good to be sitting in Corn Ridge. It's just a beautiful spot.
Matt.
Well, after a little bit of a stressful, I don't know how long, it didn't take us too long, but
Nope.
stressful minute after finding a gross looking arrow, my dad ended up stumbling upon
Ta-da.
that right there.
First harvest of 2020. Nice doe.
So,
Nice mature doe.
yeah, better doe than I thought I had shot. So first time self-filming too. Alright, it is my last morning up here, and I'm out here sitting in Mismatch, which is where my dad sat last night when I shot my doe. So far it's been a slow morning. We've had a really hard time in the mornings this year. So I'm terribly surprised not seeing much coming off the field, just because we made a lot of commotion out there last night, but it rained overnight. so that should have helped wash away our scent a little bit, but it's hard to say really what the deal is. But it feels good to still be out here, kind of bummed that I'm taking off after this, but looking forward to coming back up for the rut, so gonna settle in here and just see if anything happens before I have to get going. Alright, so I'm in from the morning hunt. I didn't see anything, and I don't think the other guys have seen anything either, but I'm about to start packing up my stuff to get ready to hit the road here, but it's been a good time. Enjoyed some quality time with my dad and a little bit of cards and stuff last night, so yeah, it's been a good time up here, so I'm excited to get back up in a few weeks to just go after the rut and hopefully get on some bucks at that point. But yeah, that's about it for this trip. Well, it is November 14th and I am headed up north for my last trip of the season. Tomorrow is opening day of gun season, but we're gonna get a bow hunt in tonight. My dad and Justin are already up there. My uncle Jeff, he should be getting up there in time for the hunt tonight. And then my cousin Tyler and my uncle Rob, they'll be up in the evening to be ready to hunt in the morning for the opener. I'm excited. I just feel blessed to even have this opportunity to come up, spend time in God's creation like this, and pursue this passion that the Lord has given me. And yeah, it's just I just feel very blessed and very fortunate to be able to do this. And yeah, so I will catch up with you guys when I get up there and get up in the stand. So here we go. Sitting in Tree Climber. This is the first time I've ever sat in this stand. I got here really late because just had some things going on this morning, but it feels good to be in the stand. This spot, my dad's been seeing some really good bucks, like using this area at least at night, so hoping to get them up on their feet and have them come in front of me, give me an opportunity tonight. But it's a beautiful spot, beautiful night, hoping for a little bit of action, so we'll see what happens, and I'll keep you guys posted with how the night progresses and goes. But I want to get quiet here because it's already getting kind of late, so alright, here we go.
Meh, meh.
Alright, so a little update. I don't know if you guys could see that on the video, but I did just take a shot on a doe and I did hit her. It's not a huge doe. A couple of them partially entered the field, but one was waiting on the edge for a while, and I couldn't tell which is bigger. And I wanted to shoot whatever was bigger, but I kind of had my mind made up because our landowner wants us to take a lot of doe that I was going to take a shot. And so this one just was hanging out in the field for a while the other was on the edge, and the one on the edge just started to scamper off. So the other one started to follow, so I like quickly drew back and grunted, stopped her, and had to move around a little bit to get around some branches and took the shot. And I couldn't tell where I hit, but then as I watched her run, her tail was down the entire time, and unfortunately she ran into swamp, and I could hear water splashing around, so that's not going to be too fun. But I got down, I'm on blood, but I haven't found my arrow yet, so I'm hoping that I'll find that momentarily. But I just texted the other guys, so they should be coming over to help the recovery, so stay tuned. All right, so I just found the arrow, and it's completely just covered in blood. So it didn't pass through on impact, but it didn't go very far. And it looks like I still have my broadhead on there. Unfortunately, after finding the arrow on that deer, I did not get any more footage or get any more photos of what would follow after that. And so after finding the arrow, I ended up tracking it all the way up to where it entered the cedar swamp. And then at that point, the rest of the guys kind of joined in, and I had my uncle, my dad, and my cousin, all of us began to track through this thick cedar swamp that the deer entered in. And man, this cedar swamp was wet and thick, and it was just nasty to walk through. And there were times that the water was at the brim of our boots or even getting into our boots. We were all getting nice and wet. It just was not a pleasant experience walking through there. But after enduring a brutal track chop through that nasty stuff, we eventually found that doe and we were able to make a full recovery on her, and that was definitely a huge relief. And I was very excited and felt very blessed to recover that deer and be able to have that meat coming home with me. And yeah, it just was a very stressful little bit, but because it was so thick and wet, I didn't even think about pulling the phone out to record. And actually, while we were tracking it, it started to sleet and just was turning in kind of to a nasty night. And so I just didn't pull the phone out, didn't pull a camera out to take any pictures or any more video. And that's why I just wanted to come on here and just talk to you guys, explaining the rest of that night experiences. But I was able to find her and have my second doe of the year, both on video, which was pretty incredible. And just it was an amazing season for me that way. That ended up ending my bow season. I hunted the next day for opening day gun season and had a few sightings, but just nothing on camera and nothing I was thinking of shooting. So I just was able to enjoy the opener, enjoy some deer camp. But that ended up wrapping up my hunting season for the 2020 deer season. And man, I felt very blessed to have been able to harvest 2 deer and been able to get that meat in the freezer. That was just huge. The experience of, you know, all the prep work and all the time spent sitting in God's creation, I love every second of it. And being able to just provide that food for my family and myself, like, that's so awesome. I was very blessed and very humbled at the opportunities that I was able to take and be able to get both those deer this year, and looking forward to more success in the future. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this and that you guys had a blessed hunting season and have a safe and exciting and fun hunting season this year. Talk to you guys next week in another video.